Hello, everybody. I feel so cool. It's like my little nifty remote controller. I feel like a newscaster or something. Like, the weather today in your tarot cards is complete shit for Mercury retrograde. I'm just kidding. Hey, did that die or what? See, I even got a camera to do backup. I had it charged, but maybe because I didn't use it. See what I mean? Now this is some Mercury retrograde shit. No, it has a full battery. Why would it do that? That does not make any sense. Let me try. Record. What, am I out of room or something? Oh, this is such a crock of shit. See, there we go. Okay. Anyways. Alright, so just to make time go by a little bit quicker, I did a couple of, well, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's my premeditation notes. It was so badass at the dollar store. They had candles that, which speaking of, oh look, and I can show y'all. They had candles that were for each one of your chakras, like the crown chakra. Oh, this is lit. It just didn't look very good. The heart chakra, and it'll tell you on there what it's for. Devotion and compassion. The brow chakra, they call it. Anyway, they actually only had those 3 though, so really quickly, Spirit, I just want to thank you for being here with us today. I lift my Geminis up to you and ask that you give them the message that they are meant to receive for the month of March to help them stay and or find a path that better suits them, and let go of all the negativity that may surround us. Blessed be. So we will let that go, which I've already done that like 1,000 times today. I am telling you, me and Mercury retrograde, we just don't. We have a funky relationship. And I didn't even really notice this till recently, but Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. Isn't that interesting? Sit on that one for a while. So, let's see. So it's interesting. So I'm going to go over my premeditation and then I'll go over the pre-shuffle real quick. And just briefly go over with you like the main card for each week, and then we'll get into our real shuffle, our real stuff. So I know that this is going to sound corny, okay, but what I saw in meditation for Gemini is like on The Little Mermaid. You know how she falls in love with Prince Eric, but she's a mermaid and he's a human, and she would give anything to be able to have legs and have love with him. Probably really make love, but it's a Disney movie, so you know. She's probably like, you gotta have a vagina, I gotta be able to have an orgasm somehow, he's gotta be able to stick it somewhere. Although I did hear a guy wrote a book, and it was supposedly a true story, who had an intimate relationship with a dolphin. Came inside her and everything. I don't know. And yeah, sorry about the morbid humor. It's the energies, it really is. It's just the ridiculousness of everything. So, and it's like I say, if you can't have a sense of humor, then click off and go ahead and go along and be miserable, because that's a normal part of life, even if people want to do it with dolphins. Because you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah. Dry spell. Okay. So anyways, yeah, back to this Little Mermaid thing. So she sacrifices her voice, right? And then Ursula, like the sea serpent, wears it on that shell around her neck. And you can hear it echoing like, ah, ah. And that's all that Eric remembers as beauty. And it's almost sad, you know? And even in that cartoon for kids, it's one of my favorites, and I never really knew why. And now I kind of know why. Because sometimes we know so much truth, yet nobody realizes what we sacrifice for them, for love. And it's not that we don't have the permission to tell them, but what's the word I'm looking for? God, ever since I've gotten these downloads and this upgrade stuff, it's so hard to translate stuff into basic words. Makes me wonder how they came up with the language to begin with. But it's almost like even if you tried, it wouldn't come out, because it's such a pure form of unconditional love that I don't think you could put words on it. It's such a truth, it's such a light, it can't even be translated in the 3D. And I don't want to get caught up in stories, but this is a perfect example. There's something I haven't gotten closure for in several years. And I have dreams, you know. I never, oh yeah, of course you would say that. I never journal them like I probably should, because I think that it would help. I just don't think about it, but I did buy a little journal, and I am going to keep it by my bed. After I had that dream, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to start journaling that. So, but basically what happened in the dream is earlier that day, I did a little ritual to kind of just purge the rest of everything that was going on. And to truly understand the intensity of this, it's one of those you would have had to have been there to understand. But an apology like this no way in hell would this person do it in the 3D, let alone the 5D, or wherever we take ourselves when we go to sleep, you know? And I don't think that's far-fetched to believe that we go to sleep, we wake up somewhere else. And then we go to sleep there and we wake up here. Same thing with death. When we die here, we're reborn somewhere else. When we're born here, we die somewhere else. That's just me. So, yeah, so I don't think some people realize what we've sacrificed for them. And then the manipulation that all the people around that are like these succubus leeches that see you in this vulnerable position, and they see the person that you love, and they see your, you and your happy little family, and they're bound and determined to do whatever it takes. Ooh, destroy that. Sorry, that back is killing me. I got in a really bad car accident. Be careful, y'all. Be careful in this energy. It was not my fault. I just have to say that. And then I always joke with people. I'm like, and this isn't one of those like when people, it is their fault and they're like, I didn't do it. No, I really didn't do it. Per the police, insurance adjusters, like it was bad. So yeah, just in a little extra pain. So excuse me for that. But then it's almost like, Ursula kind of manipulated her in this. And she talks about these poor, unfortunate souls. It's sad, but sweet. This one's wanting to be thinner. This one wants to get the girl. Do I help them? Why, yes, of course. And that's so true of manipulative people. If they can get what they want, will they help you? Well, yeah, hell yeah, they will. If they can get what they want. So I feel like in the energy that there's a lot, Gemini, a lot of manipulation that's been going on around you. But the good thing is that, we straight up, and remember, this is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. It won't resonate with everybody. Energy is fluid. It's going to resonate with those who need to hear it the most. So, where was I? Yeah, so, what Spirit really wanted me to convey to you, Gemini, is they see your efforts, okay? And that's all that matters. Whoever made you this promise and didn't follow through, and it ended up causing a lot of problems for you or whatever, regardless, I think you will see, or you're beginning to see, or you will see that you kind of just doing your Gemini thing. Oh, and that's what I was talking about. I remember I did this art journey, and I was explaining this to one of my friends. And I said, there's this musical art journey, and it goes through, it's just the way they do the music. I'm not sure if it's binaural beats, but it's something similar. And as soon as you wake up from that journey, you start drawing. And I remember me in a red dress with red lipstick in a mirror, and then that mirror shattering. And then there was me in a black dress with black mirror. With black lipstick. And a tear rolling down my face. And thinking of that song by Atreyu. Sorry, that just brought me back for those of you who know Atreyu. Bleeding mascara. And there's no beauty in bleeding mascara. Her lips are quivering like a... Anyways, at the time, it totally resonated. I knew exactly what it was for. But when I look back at it now, I really think this is the time, that I thought maybe we could convince the twins to be on board because of this energy. I don't think so. I don't think that our red dress twin she's been out long enough. She's been hurt long enough. She needs to lick her wounds. So... And I don't care how silly this sounds. I know it's going to resonate and it's going to hit somebody. So, sounds stupid to someone. It's fine. Because my job, and I know my job, and I know what it's going to do, is it's going to reach the ones that it needs to reach. Okay? So, you take that Gemini in that red dress, and you lay her down to sleep for a little bit. And I even said a prayer when I did it in my meditation. The Gemini in the black dress, not meaning evil, just, you know what I mean if you're a Gemini. You know what I mean. What the black dress and the red dress can mean. You just have to if you're a Gemini. I shouldn't have to explain it. And if you're not a Gemini, then it really isn't important, because I'm speaking in my Geminis right now, and I have the right to do that. So, I laid her down. Very, very, very beautiful heart, caring, do anything for anybody. But it's just not time right now. So I laid her down, and I did that as I lay me down to sleep. Pray the divine my soul to keep, and if I die before I wake, I pray the divine my soul to take. So if I don't make it in this Gemini black, blackness world, that's okay. But it'll be fine. It's not that dramatic. I say that. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the plug. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do another. Oh, God, double of these. I thought this would... Y'all just always get me talking. I tell myself, I'm like, okay, just get in there, tell them what they need to hear, and be done with it. But I don't know, because sometimes I think this is all you need to hear, or I wouldn't be saying it. Because I don't believe that we just say things. Well, I do believe some people do, but when you're genuine, I don't believe you just say things just to say them, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go through the pre-shuffle for the month, and then we'll get into our stuff here, and then we should be able to wrap it up. It shouldn't be a 2-hour long thing unless you guys want it to. I don't mind taking the time to do that for y'all. But I just feel like y'all would rather just, yeah, hear it. So, here we go. So, we had the, look at my notes. So, for the first week in March, we had the 5 of Wands in reverse, okay? Which can indicate open conflict, competition. Usually this is in the work or career area. Know that you don't have to and should not have to face this alone should problems arise at work. There are competent advisors at your disposal should things become difficult. Okay? Take one step at a time and think before you act or speak. That was another big one in my meditation, Gemini, is it's actually right here, the King of Air. Okay? I'm gonna get my other camera too. Okay? This says, King of Air, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and irrational considerations. Whenever we get so fired up, we want to just speak through our emotions, and we can't take those things back. That's why they always say, never go to bed mad with your partner. Work it out before, because, what if you don't wake up? You don't want to go to bed angry with someone you love. And then just making decisions out of emotions. It's just, I don't know. I can't think of a positive thing that's ever happened out of it for me. So, but yeah. And then, generally speaking, with the 5 of Wands, what did I put there? You have to have a real need to believe in and trust yourself right now, Gemini. So much, especially with putting your other Gemini to sleep. But I promise you, that was a better idea than to have her out. You know this. If you know the energy we're in, with being in the Pisces energy, with the Mercury retrograde, in the full moon, you know this, okay? So, I just don't know where I heard it somewhere about Gemini's not being intuitive. I was like, say what? Gemini's not being intuitive? You got 2 of us. Us motherfuckers don't even sleep. Like, one of us is asleep, the other one's awake. And that one's asleep, the other one's awake. Y'all go to sleep and you don't see what happens. We are always in the know. So, and that's not just the physical shit. But anyways, sorry, it's been a long week. This is a good reading. So, anyways. So, you have a real need to believe in and trust yourself right now. If something or someone doesn't pass the smell test to you now, trust your instincts. You have to. Trust your instincts. Nothing changes just because something goes into retrograde or we change seasons. Nothing changes, Gemini, when it comes to your I almost said religion. What? Intuition. Weird. Okay. Mercury. Yeah, so nothing changes when it comes to your intuition, your instincts. However, like, no matter what happens, just be hesitant to escalate the conflict. Okay? Don't be hasty no matter how angry you get in the coming weeks. Okay? That's just the Pisces energy. Those emotions. Let's see. And then if you don't have work, but you're looking for work, don't be discouraged by competition out there. You have your own unique talents to bring to the table, so think positively. Because I believe it's going to be something that is very different for y'all. So be patient with that, okay? And you're going to understand why in a minute when I read you the indigo angel cards. I always do those for my signs that I feel are a little bit, not saying better, just a little step higher in the intuitive, I don't like to use titles, but, intuitive light work or indigo type stuff. So, and then if you're currently in a committed love relationship, when the fives reverse, what looks like conflict on the surface can actually be very beneficial to your relationship, provided that both parties fight fair. Okay? And you'll learn more about yourselves and each other, and you'll clear the air. If you're looking for love, which most of my Geminis I feel are pretty happy right now. If you are single, I feel like you're pretty happy right now, single, in your own independence. I think you still have healing that you're working on, the 7 stages of grief, but you're pretty much through all the grief. But that doesn't mean you're going to just jump into another relationship, if you feel me. You want to enjoy your, fuck. Did everything just slow down and stop? Like I can sit and take a breath? No way in hell am I going towards that species again for a while. I'm just talking about, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm a little feisty tonight. That's what it brings out of me. But anyways, so, yeah. And, if there's someone that you have your eye on and they don't seem to want to move forward with you, Note that their reluctance has more to do with their issues than it does with you, Gemini. If you really want this person, you'll need to be patient. And like I said, I don't think you'll have a problem with that. If you're having money difficulties right now, this is the time to carefully question your old assumptions. You may have assumed that there's nothing you can do to cut your expenses or bring in more money or to get a higher return on your investments, but think again. Try to look at your situation as though it was that of a third party. I know with me, it's like everyone always runs up to me if they see me for advice, and I'm like, fuck. Not that I don't mind giving it, but it's just like, I can't even solve my own shit right now, but somehow every time, and I don't get it, I'm like, how am I able to solve that shit? I can't even put my 1 + 1 together equals 2. So just try to look at your situation as though, yeah, it was that of a third party, and what would you tell them to do? So, and then in the second week, I did get the 7 of Swords, okay, which I felt was someone that was acting or behaving with less than ethical intentions. It sometimes also means somebody's prying into someone's life where they don't belong. If you sense that someone's like spying on you, you may be right. You may be right. If you're tempted to dig through someone else's life, unless it's that of your children who've given you like a reason to, resist the impulse, Gemini. I just really see that backfiring. I really, really do. Everyone deserves privacy. Everyone, even our children, they have their own little individualities. I mean, no, I'm not going to get into stories. It'll just take up more time. unless I feel that it'll truly help, I will share a story with you guys. If you're involved in any sort of like competition in that second week, keep an eye out for any cheating. That's what I was picking up on. And this can be anything from someone cheating at pickup poker game to someone trying to like literally frame you at work for something serious. The bottom line is to basically just cover your tail. Cover your tail, Gemini. And we know how to do that. We know how to do that. People underestimate our intelligence all the time. And I love it. I get a kick out of it. Because I'm like, hey, the more you underestimate me, that's the further ahead you put me before you. So thank you, boo-boo. Now, work with the 7 of Swords. That can mean that your employer's looking really closely at your work. You know, just keep your shoulder to the grindstone and make sure that your work is above reproach. Try not to get into work politics. Now, for those of you who are looking for work, don't hesitate to speak to people you know or have worked with in the past. As far as love with the 7 of Wands, you know, if you're already in a committed relationship, the clear message is that trust is crucial. We all know that. We all know that. If you're feeling suspicious for some reason about your partner, make a point to talk about this, even if it's difficult. Being passive aggressive is only going to make things worse. Now, again, if you are looking for love, which I really feel, I feel this contentment in Gemini. I just really do. I just feel this newfound self-love. And I just feel you guys like, I've heard about this, but I didn't know this is what they meant. Like, this is pretty badass. And so I really feel like you're okay right now, except for the fact that, of course, everyone gets those thoughts like, I don't want to be alone, I don't want to be lonely, like, I want to come home to my best friend, I want to watch Netflix, I want to drink some wine, I want someone to laugh with, you know, aside from that. But, you know, just, you know, you may meet someone, though, interesting now, but try to avoid appearing as though you just aren't interested in a relationship perspective. Suitors will move on to someone who is more engaged. So just kind of like strive for that balance. So, and for the 3rd week, and the pre-shuffle, I got the 9 of Cups. So whether reversed or upright, it's one of the most uplifting and pleasant cards to receive in a reading, known as the Wish card. So it can mean that you are hoping for or dreaming about, most likely is to be yours. And that's awesome. That is so awesome. And don't we fucking know it? Don't we know it? It's about time it's our turn. Like, seriously. Seriously, please. Me and all my gens. Alright. You know, so, you know, and it can mean that what you're hoping for or dreaming about can go even deeper. These aren't superficial wishes, Gemini, that are at play. This is a good thing. So, yeah. And as far as love, this card's a really good omen for your love life, too. Existing relationships are most likely going to deepen, become sweeter, more meaningful, at very deep levels. If you're single and you don't apply to the happy single that I was talking about, you're likely to meet someone with who you can have a deep, very meaningful and real relationship with in the next few weeks. So mingle. Okay? And then, you know, for that fourth week, we got the Hierophant. So, it's very much about doing the right thing. You may be struggling with an issue and you're unsure about what is right for you to do, but know the answers are within you. Remember that the right thing is what's right for you also. I mean, you've come so far in this self-love thing. Just remember that. This is also a card that's really about spirituality too. Everything from traditional religion to earth-centered spirituality, any spiritual notion. You know, I have a hard time with titles, so, you know, there may be tension between your idea of spirituality and the right ideas of others, but, you know, again, stand up. Okay, kind of like this King of Air right here. We haven't even pulled other cards yet. Stand up for your own beliefs. The rules, the systems of doing things are probably playing a major role right now. Rituals of any sorts will be really helpful. Even if it's just a movie with friends every Saturday, you know, doesn't have to always be spiritual. And romance, again, is likely to be going very well, although in a pretty traditional way. So, yeah, so that's what I had as far as the premeditation and the notes I jotted down. Now for some of you, we'll get to these. We'll start with these. So, for your indigo messages. Now, the reason why I chose 4 Gemini is because I know for Geminis for a while, the synchronicity was, why is that? Sorry. The synchronicities kept being 2s. And I've noticed that, that's a card. It's slowly starting to turn to 4s, which is very interesting, because 2s are about duality, choices. 4s are more about foundation and stability. So Gemini, I think you're really coming into these choices that you've made and or are about to make. And so, yeah, so I pulled 4 of these cards. That's just what Spirit wanted me to do. Okay? They want you to know you're understood, okay? I feel a lot of Geminis right now with the energies that are in the air, with the downloads you're receiving, the dreams you're having, the intuitions, the synchronicities. Some of you can put it together pretty well if you're already into that. Some of you are just brand new to that. And so you're feeling kind of a little scared. Like, is this normal? Is this But if you're watching this channel right now, you're on the right path, and you're going to see you're just fine, boo-boo. You are understood more than you know. Look at how much love that horse has for you. I swear animals are a gift to us. Okay? You're safe. You're safe, Gemini. You're safe to feel. You're safe to fly. You're safe to be you. You're safe to show your light. You have a divine purpose. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Geminis are very, or have the potential to be, very spiritual children that grow into adults. Or, well, there could be lots of other things, but you have a divine purpose, you know. And if you look at her, she has her, like, throwing her head down, like, so, you know, like, I'm just so exhausted at this. I just want to go home. I know y'all resonate with that. I know you do. I see you, because I do it too. I know I have my wings. I know one may be white and one may be black, but I still got my wings. And I'm still welcome as a child of light with my divine purpose, because I signed that contract. But that doesn't mean I don't get tired and throw my head down too. You know? So, this is just to remind you, there is a divine purpose, and you're gonna understand. And it's gonna be like, just like that, and all the memories and reasons why are gonna come back. Just not right now. Just not right now. Because that defeats the whole purpose of you coming here in the first place, if you were to know everything. But I just find it so interesting that she's just has her head down, like, she's got a divine purpose, but she's just fed up. And I think and that's not just Geminis. I think that goes for the collective, just a lot of people. And they want you to share your wisdom. Share your wisdom however you can, however creatively you can. Notice there too, she's got a book. If you don't have the confidence to necessarily maybe put it out in the open, like on YouTube right now, I know it took me a long time before I could find the courage to bring what I had to YouTube, and there's still some stuff. I think I have one video that goes pretty deep that I never posted because I was too nervous. But it made sense, but I didn't know to how many people would it make sense to, and would those people even see it? And the ones that did see it, would they be like, what the you know? So you know, and I have a book where I wrote down experiences that I had before I had a little bit more clarity. So I definitely think that, you know, it's actually something that, again, when I was at the dollar store, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start writing stuff down. You know, this doesn't look like a book of shadows, but this is my original one. And I know I don't go by any specific titles, but I do love authentic ways they did things to protect truth and light. And this is my original book of shadows. because eventually I want to pass them down to my children. So that if Daimi and I already know that they have gifts, and it's like I tell my oldest son, obviously I don't get to tell my youngest son, but I tell my oldest son that, you know, take the information that I share with you and help your baby brother and do with it as you wish. Okay? So, alright, moving along. So let's look at some energies. I think since I pulled 4 for those, I'm going to pull 2 more of these. But it definitely looks like Gemini. I don't know if this is gonna, if this is a spagnific. I'm telling you, Mercury retrograde is something else. Ah, and look at bottom of the deck, High Priestess of Water. Hello. Thank you for joining us and blessing us with such beauty. I just love water. I'm so surprised I'm not a water sign because everything about it infatuates me. I love the way it embraces your body. I love water. Water is almost like an aphrodisiac to me. It's just insane. And blood, but you know. I'm sorry. It's late and we're in a funky mood. I have to make jokes. Okay, so, I don't think this is for all my, actually I know this is not for all my Geminis. But, we have message, lust, oath, and self-worth. Okay, and what I'm picking up here with these energies, Gemini. Now remember, energy's fluid, so this could be you, this could be a partner, this could be a love interest, this could be just an energy that you're close to. But immediately, like when the first 2 came out, I kind of felt that, and then when the second 2 came out, I was like, okay. So we have the message card, right? I feel like this is a message, like, and it's in the nighttime. And it's almost like it's a secret message on a scroll in a secret place. Now that would be back in the old days, you know, but I feel like you or somebody is receiving a message, a lustful message, a temptation. I forgot it's mirror affected. A temptationful message, okay? But you have an oath to somebody else, Gemini. You have an oath to somebody else. Things are not always going to be perfect in your relationship. I know how good lust tastes. I know. The oath tastes so much better in the end. And I think that you do make the right choice, because coming after, well, I guess that could go two ways. Well, we have 3 and 2, that's 5, so yeah, we could have had some. Well, then maybe you do. At first I was going to say, no, I think you make the right choice, and you don't, and you honor your self-worth, which for a group of you, that could be true. This is also 5, though, so this is also about conflict and battle and rivalry. And so maybe having to go through that makes you reevaluate some things. Either who you're with and how much they're worth to you, and how much they complete your self-worth. And if they don't, then they don't. And end it. Just be wary of that in March, okay? Be wary of that energy. I did want to read one to you that came up, okay? And I swear I left the book out, so it could be snappity. What are we at? 56 an hour. Oh, of course. I'm sorry, I try, but I mean, I want to give you the information as I get it. Where is... There's particular ones that I like to read just because the way they word it's so powerful. Where are you? Oh my gosh. It was just right here. Are you serious? I mean, I can give you my interpretation, but gosh, the way they worded it was so much better. I have so much room up here, and it's like I still don't have enough room. Like, seriously? Okay, well, how about we do this? How about we move on, and as we are in the process of that, I will look for that, okay? Sound like a plan? Okay. Usually when I lose things, they do happen to tend to be under my dog. He's like the magnet of lost items. So, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm already ADD as it is. You add in the retrograde and it's like, see you later, bye-bye. Huh? Okay. And if I can't find it, then maybe you weren't meant for that message, although I thought it was pretty good. So, and since I'm out of room, I'm going to, I'll show you the cards. But since I'm out of room, I'm going to, and that's just because usually I have room, but that's just because I was doing all kinds of work up here, and I don't know how it got scattered. But, okay, so, and these are already pre-shuffled, so, oops. So this is for my Gemini for the month of March. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Jupiter. Okie dokie. So I'm just gonna draw a couple of these, Gemini. I'm not gonna wait till I do the whole thing. I'll start telling you what I'm interpreting as I go. But just give me a second here. Move this over. Oh, come on. Yes, and thank you, Spirit. Oh, ain't that a something? Ain't that a something? Stupid wires. Okay. So Gemini, it looks like something recently happened where you felt like you just did a complete 180, like your world was turned upside down. And I mean, it broke your heart. I mean, this came from someone that you truly, truly, truly believed was 150% getting goosebumps, just genuine to the core, would never leave you out in the cold, never. Oh my gosh, the book was right there. Okay, so that means I am meant to read that too, so we'll get to that next before we close. Oh, and I can feel this so strongly. I'm getting goosebumps. It's just like they just turned your world upside down like that. I mean, and you see my well, maybe you couldn't because I was looking down, but it's just like, did you really just do that? To me? To me. Okay? Like, so, you know, but whatever. Just whatever. You don't want people in your life like that anyways. So you know what? Hey, take it as a blessing. take it as a blessing. It's their loss, not yours. Be thankful that they showed you their true colors now and not later. And I'm not saying that whatever they did now wasn't a big deal, but I mean, you know, as time goes on, things build, things, you invest in more things, things get bigger, and it would be worse to be screwed, you know, have this happen then than now, you know. So, and you know, I see you coming into a place where you're going to start manifesting your own shit anyways, so you don't need them. You don't need them. Yeah, it burns, it stings, it's gonna leave some scars, but it really is true that time will heal this wound, for sure. This isn't something like that's gonna be like years and years long of torment. No, because I think subconsciously, maybe even consciously, but you turn the cheek. You knew. Yep, and there's the High Priestess, the intuition. You knew, Gemini. So, no surprise. And bottom of the deck, Chariot. You're like, deuces. Because I ain't gonna be playing the fool fucking anymore. You know? So, yeah, so this Empress, with hold on one second. Yeah, this Empress with this King of Wands in reverse. Okay, she definitely is like, I'm good, it's all Gucci, you screwed me over, I gave it my all, I made you promises, I meant to keep them, but hey, you're the one who pulled the dick move, so I guess I don't have to keep those. So I'll go ahead and find me something else to invest those into. Because when I say something, I mean something. Say what I mean what I say. Not only do I do that, I don't just talk it, but I make that shit fucking happen. I make that shit happen with this King of Wands in reverse energy. Okay? You're definitely putting some shit into action, hardcore. And what is that shit you're putting into action, hardcore, Gemini? Huh. Your contentment, your peace, your happiness. They did you a favor. They did you a favor. You spent so much time worried about them, anxious, blindfolded, not knowing which way to go, sensing that moon in the background. It may not be a full moon, but it's a moon, so you're sensing some deception. Oh, it should be like this. Keep forgetting that mirror effect. So you're sensing that some deception, but you don't know quite which way it's coming from. Is it really coming from this person? No, never, 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 never. Oh, but yes, it did. Yes, it did. Sure did. Okay? But now, you are still... Oh, yeah, because that's Capricorns, yeah. You're still having, a little bit of contemplation, a little bit of feeling withdrawal. I mean, you were probably around this person for a decent amount of time, or if it wasn't a decent amount of time, they at least made a huge impact in your life. Now, this can be intimate, this could be family, friend, just somebody really caring and important. And if you look at her, she's kind of looking down in sorrow at that pentacle. Like, she knows that it's not about the material shit and the money. It's about the concept. The concept of being able to be dishonest. To just be lied to the face. I always say the worst part about being lied to is knowing wasn't worth the fucking truth, you know? But then we have the ability to solve the problem. Well, we have this, wait, is this the right way it's supposed to look? It's just it's like one, like this camera does it one way and this one does it this way, so it confuses me. Yeah, she's turned back on her devil. Yeah, okay. So it's like, you know, that's just like kind of petty, whatever. And we got the devil in reverse here. So, you know, which could be Capricorn. And so it's like you're being released from this bondage or this trap or this codependency of this person or this toxic relationship. And it truly, truly is a blessing in disguise. I'm telling you, this King of Air. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Yeah, it did some heavy blows to your heart. It fucking hurt. This is the last person you thought would fucking do that shit. After all the bullshit everyone else did. You know? But they did. And they'll continue to do so. That's just life. So, what are we left with? Well, we're left with, unfortunately, trying to think how do I put these, like, yeah, we are left with the Six of Cups in reverse. So we're left with that whole, damn it, I swore I wouldn't let somebody fucking do that shit to me again. Like they did ever since I was a kid. I swore I wouldn't let them do it again. And you didn't, but this person didn't fit the profile to what you considered who would and wouldn't do that to you again. For some of my Geminis. But that's okay, because Mama Priestess comes in with her intuition and her knowledge, and she's got you, boo-boo. She's got you. She may be quiet, but I'm telling you, she's got some chosen ones that she'll take behind that veil, and she will show them. This is why this is the way this is. You won't ever be able to speak it, and if you try, no one will hear. But at least you'll know the truth in your heart, Gemini. That's what matters. Okay? And like I said, bottom of the deck was Chariot. Deuces. Because what I'm getting is you made them a big promise. And you meant every word of it. You were going to sacrifice whatever it took, do whatever it took. I mean, you meant every word of it. And that's why I say it's their loss. So, and they'll know it. They'll know it. Not that you want to wish ill upon anybody. That's not what I'm saying at all. At all, at all, at all, at all. So, let's see, where did my, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm just going to pull a couple of, oops, animal spirit cards for you, Gemini. Let's get back into that happy groove. I like the way you move. I like the way you move. It's for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What are some last messages that we can leave them with? We'll go ahead and do 4 since that seems to be the synchronicity for them. And it's interesting how it's slowly turning into the 4. Like I'll notice that since it was the 2s, it's like slowly going into the 4. It skips 3, but it'll go for like 244 or 222, 4444. You know what I mean? Or it'll just be all 4s. So, what do my Geminis need to know for the month of March? What do my Geminis need to know for the month of March? What do my Geminis need to know for the month of March? Okay, so we have the Parrot Spirit. Watch your words, Gemini. Watch your words. Okay, I think that goes back to what I was saying when I said we have a tendency to speak with our emotion, okay? If you get yourself caught up in a situation where you're feeling really emotional, take that emotion somewhere else, and then once it's cooled down, revisit this. I'm not saying let the situation go. Go somewhere else. Let the emotion die down, or if it takes longer, it takes longer. Although I do think that's cute. Don't ever go to bed mad if it is with somebody that you love. If it has a coworker or whatever, then whatever. Revisit it the next day. But yeah, just wait until the emotions are gone and then talk about it. But definitely talk about it. Don't put it on the back burner. Okay? And then we have the frog spirit. Clear out clutter. Absolutely. Mercury retrograde, as annoying as fuck as it is such a good time for that spring cleaning. And it's so neat because it's almost like when you're pregnant, for those of you who know. I know we have some men on here and whatnot. And you get that nesting period. Well, it's neat because it's not like it's just like it says in Mercury retrograde to do it. It's almost like Mercury retrograde gives you the energy to do it. I noticed that. Like, I was doing some cleaning. I was like, damn, I wish I felt like cleaning like this all the time, but and it was only temporary. But yeah, definitely. Wow, those are let's see how thick this deck is, and those are definitely resonating. Those have to resonate. Well, I know they're resonating, at least for the clutter for the retrograde and the watch your words for the Geminis. So hopefully it's resonating for y'all. And I did say 4 just because that happens to be the number that's coming into synchronicity for you guys. If spirit wants, if not, then that's fine. Any last messages from our wonderful animals of nature, Mother Gaia? Any last messages for us, Geminis, before we close out in love and light? Ah, that feels like too perfect. Thank you. So, skunk spirit, know your worth. Know your worth, Gemini. Okay, and